and welcome to another digital Foyer, Lent edition. So welcome, we're here. My name is Father Simon Lobo. I'm here with one of my associate pastors,
Father Isaac.
And we are here to discuss Lent.
Oh yeah.
It's Lent with Longworth here, and one thing I heard that you're giving up hoodies for Lent.
Well, yeah, I might as well. Isn't it great? Like, I'm not wearing a hoodie and you are.
And I am.
You're wearing your dressiest hoodie.
I am. It's actually my latest Halifax Wanderers. And so anyways, you don't have to give up hoodies for Lent, although I think that would be penitential. Maybe you should pray about it.
It would be penitential, yeah, for myself. And for the good people of St. Benedict that get to delight in my awesome hoodies. Like, that would be penance for all of you as well. Yeah.
I know when we talk about Lent, one of the main topics that comes up is, hey, what are you giving up? And I have a friend who recently said a few weeks ago, she started putting maple syrup in her oatmeal every morning.
Wow, okay.
So that when Lent would come, she could stop adding maple syrup and give it up. So I don't know if that counts, but
yeah, it's like I'm adding good things to my life so that I have something to take away. Yeah, that's something.
So Father Isaac,
yeah,
this whole thing of giving up stuff, that's not the fullness of Lent.
No.
There are three main pillars of Lent that we should focus on?
Yeah, so with Lent, obviously giving up something would fall under one of the pillars, which would have been fasting. So giving up something, most often some kind of food. But there's two other pillars that are really important as well, and they would be prayer and almsgiving, or giving to those who are in need. And so all three of these things together are these spiritual practices that are built into Lent to help you draw closer to God and to really enter into the suffering of Jesus, especially. Yeah.
Beautiful. So giving up stuff, you're saying, is one of the things.
One of the things.
In addition to prayer, so maybe increasing or doing a different or a unique kind of prayer during Lent. And then what was the third one again?
Almsgiving. Yeah. Giving to others from your resources.
Specifically to the poor.
Yeah.
So do you know what you're going to do this Lent in terms of those three things?
I know what I'm going to be doing for one of those things. I'm still working on the other two, but I'm going to be trying to build more fasting into my life using a kind of fasting that's in the Bible called Daniel fast. So yeah, it's kind of like fasting on water, fruit, and vegetables. So I'm not going to be doing that all of Lent. I will eat other things as well, but trying to incorporate that into more days of the year.
Wow, very impressive.
Yeah. Very impressive. And I just lost all of the credit that I would get from it from telling everyone about it. So thank you. Yeah.
There you go. And
what about you?
I'm glad you didn't ask me, or you did just ask me what I'm doing for Lent, because I don't know. We're actually recording this before Lent, and I'm going to take some time between now and Ash Wednesday to pray about it, to actually ask God, what are you asking me to do? I don't want to do anything more, and I don't want to do anything less than what he's asking me to do in terms of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving.
Well, I'm only a third ahead of you, so at this point, so I'm still working on other two pillars as well.
You've still got some time. Listen, tell me about Lent, because we're all about making Lent fun here at St. Benedict.
Oh yeah.
It is a beautiful season. It is a penitential season. As you said, we're uniting ourselves to the suffering of Jesus, but it's really a beautiful season of growth. And I just wonder, do you have any childhood memories from Lent in the Longworth residence?
Longworth residence Lent. I remember as a kid, we would go to the Ash Wednesday and get the ashes on our face. We would go to Good Friday services for sure. Very beautiful. I remember actually being in like a passion play, which is where you kind of act out the death of Jesus, the crucifixion of Jesus. So we would actually do that on Good Friday in our church. So the kids, the youth group would get together and we would do that. So I was an actor in it. I was never the star, I was never Jesus, but I did get to play a Roman soldier. And one year I got to be one of the thieves. So that was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I moved up. I started with the soldier and worked my way up.
You're not going to believe this, but in Lobo Lent land, I also played a soldier for many years our parish growing up, and so we have that in common.
We were both soldiers.
I have this one distinct memory in the Passion play where a buddy of mine, he played Jesus, he got to star, but we didn't have a cross or anything, and so we kind of imagined nailing his hands up, and he just held his arms up like this. And the whole time after the crucifixion, he's holding his arms up. And like, this is easy to do for about 10 seconds, but try doing this for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And at one point, we're watching him and his arms started to shake. And it was like this powerful moment because we're like, we wanted to go there and hold his arms up and help him, but we couldn't. And we were supposed to be the ones crucifying him. And anyways,
man,
it was it just left a memory for me. So there you go, little moment of where I really think my friend was united to the suffering of Jesus in that moment.
That would be long for 10 minutes.
So it's fitting that we're talking about the Stations of the Cross and passion plays and stuff. We have one thing we wanted to let you know about is this Lent. There's an emphasis every Friday evening at 6:30 in the church. There will be the Stations of the Cross, these 14 steps that are a meditation on the final hours of Jesus' life here on earth and eventually his suffering, his death. And so it's hard, but it's so beautiful to be drawn into those mysteries and walk with Jesus through this passion. And we're doing that every Friday at 6:30, and then there's the final 4 Fridays of Lent. So I got to double check. It's March 21, March 28th, April 4th, and April 11th. Right after the Station of the Cross, we're also tacking on something called Presence. It's this program the Archdiocese has recommended. It's on-formed. You can do it from the comfort of your own home, or you can join us if you want to join in the church. We're going to be downstairs right after the stations around 7 p.m. those Friday nights from March 21st to April the 11th. And it's a program focused on the presence of Jesus in the Eucharist. And I think it's meant to follow up a little bit about after our big Eucharistic Congress here in the Archdiocese.
I might have my second pillar now. I might come to the stations as my prayer dimension. I don't pray the Stations of the Cross often. That might be something I do this Lent.
Bingo. Well, I'm glad I could help you with that.
Thank you. But I'm now 2/3 ahead of you.
That's true. Anyways, Longworth is ahead of Lobo this Lent. Pray for me, please. This has been another episode of the Digital Foyer.